Now, moments ago, Major General Olufemi Oluyede was officially unveiled as the acting Chief of Army Staff in Abuja. The ceremony brought together top military officials and government representatives, emphasizing the importance of continuity and leadership in the armed forces. Well, joining us live from Abuja with more details is our correspondent, Ferdinand Duroha. Ferdinand, it's great to have you on Newsday. Can you share more on today's proceedings?
All right, thank you so much. And we are at the conference hall of the Defense Headquarters. And like you rightly said, well, just a couple of minutes ago, well, we did have the taking over ceremony. Well, it's something novel, and that's because, well, we've not had this situation before, and that's exactly why the Chief of Defense Staff had to read from the Armed Forces Act that gives the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces the power to indeed do what he's done, talking about making this particular appointment. We're pressed to rewind voting, and you want to remember, just as we were inundated with a couple of weeks back, that the Chief of Army Staff did embark on his leave and then had a reason for an extended stay. And so just to ensure that there is no lacuna as regards the Nigerian Army, to be very precise. Now, that's exactly the reason why the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, who is indeed the President, has taken this decision to have in place an acting Chief of Army Staff.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Ferdinand. So what are the immediate priorities or directives that he will be, taking on as he's now become the acting Chief of Army Staff, of course, as expected by this new appointment by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself?
Okay, well, we expect that maybe on Monday he's going to report, at his office, where he definitely will be taking charge of all army activities for now. But going by what the Chief of Defense Staff did say when he was making his speech, well, it is the fact that all hands must be on deck. Now, we already know the situation as regards the challenges of insecurity in the country. Now, that's exactly the reason why there shouldn't be a lacuna. That's exactly the reason why the President has made this appointment, and that's exactly the reason why they are calling for everybody's support. Now, talking about military activities, now we can confirm to you that the military is present in as much as 33 states of the Federation, and what it involves is that in all parts of the country, in all geopolitical zones of the country, we have theater operations that are indeed ongoing. And what it tells you is that there's need for coordination, effective coordination of military resources. Precisely the army that has, the immediate responsibility of ground, ground patrols and ground offensives. And that's exactly the reason why there's somebody there. Now, make no mistakes about it. Well, everybody is in on this. Well, we have commanding officers across the country who are holding fort, and just a couple of weeks back we had the third quarter Chief of Army Staff conference to tell you that everything is in good stead. So it's just continuity. That's exactly what they say. It's just continuity, and then also praying that for a quick recovery of the Chief of Army Staff himself, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja.
Thank you for that update, Ferdinand. There were some reports, not profound, but reports nonetheless, of initial confusion when it came to the appointment process. So what were the specific protocols that were followed regarding this transition? And is there any difference from what we've seen in the past that's significant?
Oh, yes, it must be said. It must be said that this is indeed something new. We haven't had this, situation before. Talking about a Chief of Army Staff, at the moment, not having the energy to indeed hold forth, well, due to one or two situations, specifically concerning health reasons. Now, it's a novel situation. That's exactly why the Chief of Defense Staff did take his time to read from the Military Act to let everybody know exactly the true position of things. But then, there was no confusion. There was no confusion. The Chief of Army staff. He went, he went on his leave and then had a reason to check in for medical. For some medical reasons, and he's had an extended stay. And I remember, some weeks back, there was this confusion, this rumor perhaps of a death, but then, the army came out to indeed rebuff that, stating critically, categorically that yes, he's still alive, and he's not just on ground right now because of his extended stay. And the DHQ did also come out to make that clarification that there was nobody that was indeed acting in his stead. In other words, the other chiefs, were indeed only handling their immediate concerns, talking about the chief of policy and plans, who that was all about, and some other persons, and that when it is time that a pronouncement was going to be made. Now that pronouncement was made by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces 2 days back, 48 hours ago, stating that yes, an appointment has been made, and don't forget, it is in acting capacity. It is in acting capacity, but nature abhors vacuum, and that's exactly why this exercise has taken place today.
All right, then thank you so much, Ferdinand, for bringing us the highlights there from the unveiling of the Acting Chief of Army Staff, Major General Olufemi Oluyede. Thank you so much.